Gene Marks, the Marks Group CEO and small business expert, joining us now. Gene, I would imagine that eventually the administration will win out in court. Are you confident that will happen?
No, actually, I'm not confident, Kevin. I mean, we don't really know. I mean, this is ultimately going to go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court, as we know, has a Republican majority, and the Supreme Court has been weighing in favor of a lot of the president's actions, but this is a little bit different. I mean, there are a lot of focus groups, small business owners, the ones that I follow, as well as many other industries that are really against tariffs here, and I think it'll be interesting. You know, Kevin, the biggest thing that this is creating for all of us, whether you agree with tariffs or not, is just uncertainty, and we're now looking like at another 6 to 8 months of uncertainty around this. I mean, the Supreme Court will probably not take this up until like the end of the year, December or January. And then it's going to take them, 4 months or so to, decide on that, which takes us into the spring of 2026. So I guess you and I are going to have a lot of conversation about tariffs between now and then, because this is not going away anytime soon.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think ultimately, especially if you look back at what happened, post-Nixon and the gold standard, I think the administration has fairly solid footing here. We'll find out what the High Court that is believes. But I do think you're right. If there's a stay, for example, and the tariffs remain in position, reciprocity is a real thing, Gene. I've talked about that. Speaking of the economy, I just want to ask you about gas prices. A lot of Americans are traveling this holiday weekend, and they seem to be coming down at just the right time. And I should add, as we take a look at these numbers, once we get past the summer, all the mixed fuels, they go away. Prices could get even lower. What do you think?
Yeah, I think prices could get even lower. And I mean, listen, there's a lot less volatility in the energy markets nowadays, particularly in the Middle East. After all the things that have been going on there, things have calmed down. And obviously the Trump administration's policies have really made it, better for people in the energy and the oil production industry to get back to what they were doing, which is refining and pumping more oil and, and making more investments. So I think that's a really big help. On the downside, Kevin, I mean, some of the reflection of these decreased oil prices is a drop in global demand, which is, for economists, that's not necessarily good news when there's less supply for something. Less demand for something as supply is being churned out. It tends to decrease prices. So there's good and bad about all of this. All I can tell my clients and both of us, right, enjoy it while it lasts, because it's a commodity and you just never know when it's going to get volatile again.
And that's the one great thing about innovation, because as you point out, you don't know what the shifts will happen as far as EVs are concerned. Right. And frankly, as the prices continue to get lower, I think a lot of Americans will move about more. There'll be likely more economic activity. Certainly you can make the argument when gas is cheap, people actually get out and move around. Real quick, I want to ask you about car travel. We get a chance to talk about the fact that you and I are relaxing. It's the holiday weekend. Sure. But if you're going to get out there, let me share this graphic. I want to remind everybody, if you're going to travel today, folks, get on the road as soon as possible, like now. Your thoughts as we wrap up what has been a beautiful, so far for most of the country, holiday weekend, Gene?
All of our lives, Kevin, we're just trying to be as productive as possible. So my goodness sake, you're right. Get out on the road now, or just, wait until tomorrow if you can, and get on the road early in the morning. I'm down the Jersey Shore right now. I'm heading back to Philadelphia, but we're going at like 6 in the morning tomorrow, trying to hope to beat that shore traffic. So we'll see if that strategy works.
Smart man. Gene Marks, great to see you, my friend. Have a wonderful weekend. We appreciate your time today.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
You take care. See ya.